Hey everybody, welcome back to another recap of White Roots, aka The Handmaid's Tale. We are on episode 505, titled Fairy Tale, which I kind of understand, kind of.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Kind of. I've been trying to dig deeper into the titling and what it all means. Like, the ballet obviously was, you know, when they went to the ballet and she saw whatever. Anywho, this was a wild motherfucking episode. Although, is giving me Lost tea. Did you ever watch Lost?
No, but I know what show you're talking about, but I never watched it.
Well,
it's just living up to its name of the White Roots.
Yeah, she, but Harriet didn't get caught. So,
She did not play. I was like, y'all don't have that thing on you. You know what I'm saying? You were not prepared for this, but let's get started.
So June wakes up in the middle of the night. She's having dreams of sugar Hannahs dancing across her head, whatever. And
Just counting
she gets a phone call. Yeah.
It's only because it's fictional.
That's what she was doing.
I was.
Yeah. So she gets a call.
A wrinkle in Blana.
She gets a call and she might have some information back at the border. Remember, she put out like a hootie hoo to the other side. So, she's, they're driving to, where the Asian woman was, where they met before.
One of the stops on the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, and the Canadians are very anti-American. They're a little sick of this migration situation.
They are. Let me tell you how they are over it. They're like, don't bring no more Mexicans to our door. And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, this looks familiar.
Yeah, it does very much. Looks like the people who be big the fuck mad over here. Like, you realize some people need to come over here.
Right.
These people need to be over there, but y'all are mad. They're like, the government has failed us. Drop them off at Kamala's house, motherfuckers.
Right. Like, what the fuck? So, meanwhile, Serena's back at the safe house, which is governed by Commander Wheeler and his wife. So Mrs. Wheeler idolizes Serena, and we kind of get why she does. It's the fact that Serena is one of the few wives that actually can have children. You know, most of the wives aren't able to have children, which is why they have handmaids. So, they talk about getting the center back to be open in some capacity, right?
Yes.
Which we find out a little later, because it's a little wild.
Yes. Very Caucasian.
Right. So June and them get to the border, right? Or to the stop on the Underground Railroad. And the lady that they met before was like, shit is getting rough out here. Man, we might have to squash this operation. We still got people out here, but it's getting too hot over here.
Yeah, Canadians ain't fucking with us. They don't want to help us no more. They're sick of the shit.
Mm-hmm. So, not Obama was like, well, I'm going to go across.
Because Serena Jordan got in this nigga's head, okay? He was like, all he can have flat, while June was over there having dreams of the Lion, the Witch, and the Hannah, all he could have playing in his mind was her calling him pussy. You pussy. Your wife is better than you. your wife handled this shit. You ain't do shit. Your daughter's still over there. You pussy. And so he got the battery in his back.
That's fair. I get it.
Yeah.
So him and of course June, because she's tougher than he is.
Yes, by
was
far.
like,
by far.
Yeah. Right. So she was like, well, I'm gonna go. He's like, no. And she's like, please. So, you know, they go to Gilead.
Mm-hmm. To the border.
Yeah, to the border. So while they're walking, June is having flashbacks of when they first got captured, and you know, it's like she's having, you know, trauma, you know, PTSD, all that good stuff. And then Poussey is trying to kick it to the little Freedom Rider lady.
You know what that made me think of? While they were sitting there kikiing and drinking, and it was like, you know, a moment of just like, you know, enjoyment, which is rare for all of them.
Yeah.
Slaves had fun too, Jade.
Oh my gosh.
And
yes.
So also what Poussey is failing to realize, along with Mixed Luke and June,
they are former slaves.
Slaves had fun too. They was throwing it back, you know, laughing like old times. So,
oh gosh.
What was I saying? Oh yeah.
Oh,
so both June Tubman and Mixed Luke are decide they're gonna go over together because Bonnie and Clyde now. And I'm like, do y'all realize y'all are leaving Poussey to raise Nishol?
She was doing it already.
She was, but now she really don't have no backup.
Again, you know, studs stepping in.
Well, maybe that's why her and the lady was. She was trying to get the lady because she was like, "You're gonna have to help me raise this baby. We're about to be one."
Yeah. Yeah. That is the most diverse like family ever.
Ever. This is a white ass baby.
White ass baby, black stud, Asian femme.
Yeah.
Former handmaid.
Asian androgynous, because she's not really femme either.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yes,
Damn.
but no. Yeah.
Wow.
A unit.
That's a walking grant, like right there. You know what I mean? like that is like a walking foundation.
It is. Ooh.
Do you know how many like HelloFresh ads they can get?
All of them. Only thing they won't be able to get is Walmart ads, and who wants those? They definitely gonna be in a Cheerios commercial. Guarantee that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Mixed Luke sees some of the dead bodies in the forest. He's like, "Oh, this is actually Gilead," and Jim was like, "Nah."
Yeah, nigga, I don't know whose that is. I don't.
Gilead don't use words though, so take that as you will. So, this gets really creepy. So, Serena meets with a bunch of the women of Gilead.
Yeah, but Canada side.
Yeah, like annexed. Like it's so strange.
I'm trying to still understand it.
I'm assuming it's like. How do I say this without having to edit this out?
Good luck.
You know how there's a certain ethnic group in Brooklyn
Yes.
And how maybe it's because since they're not in their like country of origin, maybe that it's like they take on a
their own
faction
community.
of in a different. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I guess. I gather that's what it is.
Okay, fair. I guess.
So.
But why y'all want to leave? Why y'all not in Gilead though? Like, why y'all not in Gilead?
They probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
So the women are kind of like just revering Serena. They're just like, oh my gosh, you're the chosen one. You're like Neo from the Matrix. And all of a sudden, Serena gets this idea. Like a big ass light bulb comes into her head.
Which was low-key genius.
It was, but it's weird.
Well, it's playing on people's vulnerabilities, is what it's doing.
Yes,
but she's
because
not a good person,
no, because her and Mrs. Putnam go to one of the Gilead hospitals, which, by the way, I don't Canadian hospitals, fabulous.
Oh no, this was a flashback.
Oh, that was a flashback when okay, got it.
Yeah.
So
because notice how they kept flashing back throughout the episode.
That's very true. So forget what I said. It has nothing to do with the story. So June and Mixed Luke run into the white boy from last episode.
Yes.
Who brought over the lady where he was about to lose his life. And now they warn June and Mixed Luke. You know, what contact am I looking out for? They're like, you don't need to know names because names are dangerous.
Yep.
And I wrote that down because I was like, something's about to happen. Like, this is about to be some bullshit.
Absolutely.
Right? So they end up following the white boy with some reluctancy, right? Because they were June was like, nah, I've been down this road before. You know, you're not going to get me. No, because of course Mixed Luke was just like, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna be a hero.
Right. And the whole time, June, and to June's credit, like she was right the entire episode. She was like Mixed Luke is gonna get me killed.
Yeah,
right?
He too, like, nigga, this ain't no motherfucking field trip. Like, this is real life.
You got shot and you escaped Gilead like maybe once, right? Like in the beginning. You had this lady try to, you know, escape for like 5 to 7 years, right? Like
fully traumatized, and you are over here giggling.
Right. Talking about I got the building shut down because of plumbing violations. Girl, bye. So which comes up again, right? So Serena takes a phone call with Lawrence and Commander Putnam, who is a piece of work. I didn't get that last time.
Demon, honey. He is a demon.
Right. So, white congenial Commander is, you know, dragging her for the incident, you know, with June. And she's like, I can't handle that shit. That's protesters. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
And so Mr. Putnam is like, you know, we're about to pull the plug on this. You're supposed to, you know, represent. This costing us a lot of fucking money. Blah, blah,
they
blah,
blaming
blah, blah.
her for the shutdown.
Yeah. She was like, I didn't do all that. Like, I was just kicking it. Minding my own business. And here comes June. And then there's June.
And that's usually how it is. Have you noticed Serena and June is Coyote and Roadrunner?
Yeah. Yeah. More like Itchy and Scratchy from The Simpsons, but yes.
Yes.
They both try to kill each other.
Yes. Bugs Bunny and Elmer. Like, whatever. They're just age-old enemies.
The Kyle and Max.
Which is fascinating. I mean, it's real white on white crime. Like, because it's some real white woman shit. Because in all fairness, June has every right to have a vendetta. You do not. That's like people when they get called out for wrong and then they get even more hateful because they mad you called them out. That's Serena Joy.
White people.
Yeah.
Ordinary Martinez in the beginning, which we're going to talk about on the main show. That shit is motherfucking wild. So, Serena's light bulb from earlier decides to show itself. And she was like, so about this center we about to reopen. We need to make it a fertility clinic.
She's like, play on the vulnerable women who can't conceive, because that's what all the women who were around her were. And then she's like, and you know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear no Gilead shit. They don't want to hear Bible. They want things that are going to speak to them. So this is how we get to them. Very Dianetics.
It's a genius plan.
Absolutely. It was amazing.
However, Mr. Putnam, and I agreed. I don't agree with him. Let me not say that. But I understood his point. Because he was like, no, I hate all of that. He was like, we don't need more light to be shit on us. It's some real Iron Curtain type shit. Like, he's very well aware that what they do in Gilead is some next type evil shit.
Yes.
Like, he was like, nobody's going to understand what we do, so why subjugate ourselves
it was
to, like,
very
ridicule,
what's understood
subject
don't need
ourselves
to be
ridicule.
explained.
Exactly. However, white congenial commander was like, no, I think this might be a good idea.
So apparently, which I know we're getting ready to get more information about, Commander Get Out has an idea to revamp Gilead because their reputation not that good. So he's like, so this is not sustainable, but what is picture it, New Bethlehem.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Commander Putnam is like, I hate you. All the other commanders hate you. And literally nobody is going to go for this. Ashe.
Yeah.
and we see that, more is going to come from that because we haven't heard everything about this New Bethlehem. But apparently it sounds like a remix of like the former United States and Gilead all kind of blended into one little smoothie.
So essentially West Virginia.
Yes. Or what's the one that I hate?
Delaware.
No.
Indiana.
Or Florida. Sounds like Florida.
So the white boy takes June and Mix Luke to a bowling alley.
Yeah.
And it's like his little hideout.
Yeah, it's like a old
June
70s bar.
Old
game hall situation.
Right. So June's entire crux of all of this was to get the message to understand what Hannah was doing in that purple dress. And so the white boy tells her that she is one of the plums. And that means that she isn't being groomed to be a handmaid. She is being groomed to become a wife.
Which we learned before.
Yeah. But, if they fail, then they go to the colonies, and we all know what that gets.
Right. I thought they were going to say if they fail, they become handmaids.
No, I think they just go to the colonies.
Which is crazy. It's like, do not pass go, do not collect $200. But they are being groomed, like you said, to be wives. And Mix Luke and June are rightfully extremely concerned because Black Hannah is 12. And he also shares with them that the goal is not to keep them in this school for long. It's to pass them through pretty quickly, which means that they would then be put in the pool to be paired off and married at God knows what age. So You know, now they have an even more of a sense of urgency and on why they want to get Black Hannah out. Now, they have a moment of concern while they're in this bowling alley because they're playing games. They're, you know, Mixed Luke is acting like
June
a big...
has concern.
Right, June is... Well, no, it was both of them because Mixed Luke decides to get on this organ situation and play a rendition of Al Green's Let's Stay Together. Then they slow dance and he sings to her. And the young boy asks, "Oh, did you write that song?" Which, I mean, any young person could ask that in any day and age, right? Any world. But then he's like, "I remember kind of bowling a little bit with my dad. I think he took me a couple times, you know, before or whatever." And they're like, "You don't remember before?" And he's like, "It's real cloudy. Like, I got little spurts of memories, but it's very foggy." Which concerns them because I could see where it sparked in their mind. Is Black Hannah going to remember us when she sees us? Is she going to know us? How much of that is going to have an impact on her?
Which is what we have been saying as an audience. Like, I get it. It's awful. And as a parent, you're never going to stop fighting for your child. I get it. However, in certain circumstances, like, let me not say that because I don't know what I would do. But in this, like, she's not gonna know y'all. So
She not.
She's drunk the Kool-Aid because that's all she knows. So
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I don't know. As a parent, I'm like, of course, my gut is like, we are fighting for our baby for years. As a TV watcher of this shit, I'm like, fuck that baby. You have...
Exactly.
Y'all are doing the most all the time, as we will come to see. So,
right.
Meanwhile, back at the NX, Serena Joy, this is what... So, if we notice throughout this entire episode, as they're flashing back to her... as they're flashing back to her, you know, going shopping at the Gilead Orphanage Hospital, and they're flashing back to all these things. Even now, presently, she always looks uncomfortable. And it's clear forever that she does not fully subscribe to this shit. But what she does fully subscribe to is power. And so she's starting to... So what she thought she was getting ready to do was have her cake and eat it too, in this situation where she could live in Canada and Fred is dead, but she got all these good ideas. She's like, oh, I'm going to finagle this shit where it works for me. Right? Well, it is not. She is recognizing all of the ways in which they still view women, from her going out into the garden and wanting to frolic with some Gilead supporter outside the gates, and their security is like, no, hold up, wait. Then she goes back. Now remember, she wanted to meet Mr. Wheeler, which is the man of the household that she is at right now, the safe house, the weird wife that we've been dealing with, her husband. We finally meet him. He comes into her room and he tells her that they have decided to move forward with her initiative of turning the Gilead Welcome Information Celebrity Center into a fertility clinic. Howsoever, she may not be involved. They will liaise with her, but she may not be involved because she is far too pregnant, and most pregnant women are, he said, end up on bed rest, which...
That's untrue.
I'm like, that seems most. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go. Now, what's interesting...
Most is a strong word.
It's a strong word. Now, what's interesting in this situation is the lighting that they have on Mr. Wheeler's face. Because they have him casted in this dark light, but he's not a dark. I mean, he's a part of Gilead, but they have him as this pleasant DK person, but they have him lit very very dark, right? Like very. I was like, oh, this is some kind of foreshadowing or some kind of like, what are those things called where they tell you to a little breadcrumb or whatever? Easter egg. Thank you. You know, this is an Easter egg, the way that they're lighting this man's face. And so he's telling her the initiative is going to move forward, but she's not going to be involved. And then he insists that she take, I guess she's on a medication to keep her levels up. But it was real weird. So he insists that he hands her medication. He pours her water. He watches as she takes it. You know, it's very like, is he poisoning me? And you could see where she feels very uncomfortable in this situation. Because again, she knows Gilead ain't right. She just wants to subscribe to it for her own benefit. The workings of a white woman. So it's a very interesting. And the final note, when her thinking that she's got more freedom and power than she actually has, and then humbling her every step of the way, she asks for a cell phone. And he tells her before he leaves.
Hit her with a...
No. Oh, because of security measures, we can't do that. So sorry. You've got, you understand, right?
Right. So, now she's getting a little taste of what it's like to be a little handmaid. Meanwhile, June and them, they were trying to leave, but, you know, old boy said, you gotta wait till nighttime. Fine. They wait till nightfall. Do. We're walking. Click, click. The white boy steps on a landmine.
Oh.
Nigga, a landmine.
Initially, I thought it was a bear trap. And then
That's what I thought too. There's a fucking landmine. So he's like, calm down, like, I only have a few seconds, run, yada, yada, yada. Blew old boy's leg clean off.
Yeah. Just gone.
And June and them, June applied a tourniquet, you know. She's like, let me just tie this up so you don't bleed out.
Because you're not dead.
No. They ran, and they got caught.
This adrenaline rush at the end of this episode was very much for me physically.
Yeah, I was not expecting the explosion. I mean, mind you, I saw the preview, and I thought it was mixed Luke. So. So I was like, oh damn, but sure. But yeah, I'm supposed to be a feel bad. Oh no. But I did not expect it to be him, and I did not expect them to be, captured.
Which is interesting because I think you see the Canadian police roll up real fast because they're right at the border. Because that's what they were running to. They were running to get to the border. And so you see, I think what it is the Canadian police, but Gilead grabs Mixed Luke and Alfred at the very, at literally at the mark.
Yeah. If they would have run in zigzags, they would have been
saying, treat them like alligators, nigga. I don't know all this random information for no reason.
Hello?
Did I show you that video outside of my homegirl's development in Florida?
No. Is it a snake or an alligator?
It's an alligator.
Okay, let's say, don't show me no snake, child.
Oh, no. They drove up to they live in a gated community in Florida, drove up, and it's an alligator just like chilling outside the wall. Then he starts walking, and then he goes and starts trying to climb the wall. out, literally in a residential area community. Florida is different, nigga. Get rid of it. You seen that? Bugs Bunny, there's an old Looney Tunes where Bugs Bunny literally is cutting off Florida. And it's like, go back to South America. Like, he's like, that'll do it.
Let it be its own island nation.
You said what?
Let it be its own island nation.
Please.
Right.
Y'all create Gilead there and like just let everybody go to Florida. Y'all can even cut out Miami if you want to, make it its own little island.
Like Cyprus.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, that was White Roots this week. The ending was a doozy. Big
time. Thank you for watching this recap. We will see you all next time. Auf Wiedersehen and more clothes like this. Ding.